Hello, Lady James here. How you guys doing? I'm doing pretty good myself. Had a pretty good day. I hope you having a good day. It's been nice. Luckily, the rain has kind of passed over where I'm at in Ohio. But anyway, before I start the video, I saw something that was pretty disgusting. And let me start by saying this. I don't know what's going on with the American women. I don't know what's going on with some of these American women. And there's a certain demographic of American women that just keep, every time we move forward, it's like when it comes to being taken seriously as a people, you always get that remnant that do some defile, debauchery, raunchy crap. And this is the reason why passport bros are leaving, because something is going along with some of these women here in America in the Western mindset. And I'm not going to pick out a certain type of women, but the type of women I'm about to show you is leading the headway in the stuff. It's the first one to say something objectively, then the other women climb on in. And I don't mean to make it sound like men versus women, but it's starting to, when it comes to the American Western women, they just don't get it. They just simply don't get it, what men are saying. You know, all the days about having five type of men. One, you can have a friend. One, you can manipulate. One, you can, because you think you're pretty. You can finesse, you're flirtatious, and that will work for you in certain times. But as time go on, men's eyes start to open up, and they trying to figure out. Some men come out on the losing streak. So for some men are choosing to find women who stand in agreement. But let me start by this first video, and I'm gonna have my commentary afterwards. This is what this woman said about you advising other women. Why she's a married woman. She's well known. Her name is Mrs. Raoul. And this, I don't know what's going on with these women, man. Be careful, brothers and fellas.
You said, what are you bringing to the table, man? I'm not bringing this to the table. You want a woman to bring something to the table? Go to our house. Go to the restaurant where the tea are made.
Hey, Mrs. Raoul, please act right. I don't know if you've heard of this woman before, but she's making a whole bunch of women like the Pied Piper straight to St. Louis, and she's teaching a whole lot of nonsense.
I'm not getting all dolled up to go sit in the okay? Don't do that alone in my car. Okay. So I'm not going on any coffee that's cheap. And it's an insult to a woman. It's an insult to a woman to be asked on a coffee date. If you're going to ask a woman on a coffee date, then, we know the kind of people you are.
Oh, really? Well, let's see what foreign women have to say about that.
Place for a guy to take you on a first date.
I really like somewhere which is like more simple. Like it's more about that you guys have like a good talk rather than going to a very fancy place and then like it's actually boring. Like, but yeah, it doesn't really matter.
So women in other countries say a simple date is all they require because it's about getting to know each other. Interesting. They don't find a simple date to be insulting.
It's up to you. Anybody can do it. It doesn't even matter. It's your mentality and what you will or not take. I'm leaving. Come on, kids. Let's go. We gotta move in with this real man who's gonna pay all the bills. Then still, you can still get child support from their father. So now you got all this money coming in. You don't have to work. That's what. I know it sounds bad and evil, but you know it's even more evil when a grown man lives in a house with women and children and has to hand out at rent time from a pregnant woman who's 9 months pregnant. That's more evil. Okay?
It's gonna be a long video on this one. I got some videos for you.
And chances are that's the pookie that she decided to lay up with and get pregnant by and live with, but she knew he didn't have any money in the first place. So basically, she did it to herself. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
How do you go about finding a provider placement at university? By leaving the campus and going to where grown men are that blend. It's wonderful.
So I just tested Miss Sprinkle's advice. In short, it worked. Shira 7 said, when you go out by yourself. I did. I went to the happy hour at a very wealthy, predominant place in Philadelphia. I went to the Four Seasons, JG Sky High to be exact, at the time that she said, which is earlier than later. Literally, those men in there were on me like I was honey and they were bees.
Before trying anti-aging serums or wrinkle creams, check if you're getting enough collagen first. Collagen is a protein that plays a critical role in maintaining the health and elasticity of our skin. Without it, we may notice visible signs of aging, like fine lines and wrinkles. While collagen production naturally declines as we age, certain collagen supplements can help bring back that youthful glow like you wouldn't believe. This is why I highly recommend taking collagen. Collagen is specially formulated to enhance skin elasticity and hydration. It's made with the top most powerful types of collagen that are essential for skin health, elasticity, and firmness. With 10 grams of bioactive collagen peptides per serving, collagen is designed to make it easy to boost your collagen levels to support healthier skin. Try it today.
It's gonna get interesting. What I'm about to show you.
Live health fitness coaching for life. A free new e-report titled "The 14 Foods for Amazing Skin" and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Plus, you'll help feed hungry children, families, and communities in need. Live a healthier life with your order through BioTrust partnerships with NoKidsHungry.org. Order today by going to healthactright.com or by clicking on the link in the description box below.
Now, she said to go by yourself because there were other girls that came as a group that was trying to do the same thing, baby. They didn't pay them no mind because that's intimidating. They didn't want to go up there to 7 girls and then get let down. But me sitting at the bar by myself, whether you were just networking or going out there to freestyle, you need to get out your comfort zone and go to these happy hours and these places by yourself. I literally made connects with 3 people and my tab was paid. So there was literally nothing that I lost in this experience. Sprinkle, ladies.
So she's teaching women to go to high-end places and get with high-end men. So to all the high-end men out there, you better beware. They're learning how to come out there and trap you. But here's one little thing I don't think she's telling women that they need in order for it to work. See, if you look like the woman right here, you're probably going to get some attention. But if you look like this, it might not work out so well for you.
A 47 to 55-year-old man is going to go through a mid-life crisis. It means he's going to want to be young again. He will not want to sit at home with his old wife watching Lifetime, okay? He's going to want to get out and go get a 25-year-old woman, 22 maybe, 23 maybe, 27 maybe, I don't know, doesn't matter, but 20-something.
So now she's generalizing that every man is going to cheat on his wife when he hits middle age.
He's going to have enough money from building his career. He's going to have a nice car from you paying half the bill so he can afford it. Impress young chicks. And they're going to see his lifestyle and think he did all of that by himself. And they're going to want to take him or experience him or be beside you or whatever. But as a Bob the Builder chick, you have helped him reach that status. And he will have zero problems leading you because you can afford to continue and live the same lifestyle without him.
She's saying don't go 50-50, and she's saying don't help a man build. Even though the Bible says that the woman is the helpmeet for the man. This is the perfect formula to keep women single. And like I said in my videos before, a lot of these modern women, they will listen to her simply because they cannot think for themselves. Now, she spoke earlier about sounding evil. Now listen to her talking about casting spells.
Now, I've gone into this How to Create What You Want on my Dark Energy playlist, but I'm also going to talk about how to create what you want by choosing certain words. Like when you write a spell, certain words that you put into that spell will make it powerful or make it weak. Okay? Because words hold energy.
Man, be careful.
Words hold symbology.
Be careful.
Words hold vibration. So, depending on the word choice that you put into your spell, or that you say while doing your spell, or while you say while manifesting, totally determines how fast, how accurate, and how powerful your spell is going to be.
The sad thing is, some of these women out here are so simple-minded. They're believing this woman, they're doing everything that she said. And these will be the same women that will have the nerve to be sitting up in church on Sunday, praying, asking God for a husband. Ladies, you cannot serve two masters.
And that's a witch.
Everything. It's all about you.
That's a witch. Okay? The witches do.
Always make it about you. So that subliminally, it's...
The grids of the future start here. With buildings that generate and store.
That I want to say, like what she just promoted, which is witchcraft. Men, listen what she's saying. That she's advising women to put witchcraft on you. This is something that they do in certain areas of the world where they want to get a man's attention and want to possess him and possess his mind and make him go insane. When a woman says something like that, be careful. That's something. That's something demonic. She's demonic.
And that's how you become a huge priority in a man's life, okay? Y'all hit the like button if y'all agree, or if y'all gonna try this. Y'all hit the like button.
This one is
if
demonic.
y'all plan on trying some of these tips, because I know they work. Okay? I tried them all. I've done them for years, decades.
Fellas, if it's all about her and it's never about you, what would be the point of you getting involved with her?
Right.
If a woman wants a relationship to be all about her,
right,
that's a red flag.
Right.
If you get together with a woman, it's supposed to be about us, not just her.
If you are young, because this is how you learn. This is how you learn your value. This is how you learn your worth. And this is how you prevent taking less when it counts in your future when you decide who you're going to settle down with. What type of lifestyle you want to live. What kind of car you want to drive. What type of neighborhood you want to live in, how you want to raise your kids, what type of spouse you want, and what type of things do you need them to do. This is going to help you with those type of decisions, because once you realize your value and your worth, you're not going to settle for anything less than exactly what it is that you want. So, you're not going to end up being a 50-50 chick, because that's not even in your vocabulary. You're not going to be Barbara the Builder, and you'll never have to worry about that, because you won't even entertain it.
And 95% of women in Western society only qualify for a Bob the Builder. So you don't qualify for the man that can provide that lifestyle for you. Therefore, you never have to worry about paying 50-50. Keep on listening to her, and you're going to be paying 100% of your bills all by yourself for the rest of your life.
Most women are afraid that when a guy approaches them, that they're going to not be interested in them anymore if they come off as gold digger, if they come off as having high standards. But you don't want that anyway. You don't want that because they can't do anything for you to waste your time. So a lot of times men who actually have the money to spend on you and they're truly interested in you and they want you, they're not scared off by that type of stuff. They're intrigued by it. Like, she don't mess with no okey doke. Okay? She's only trying to find the best. She's weeding out all the rest. So this is a great opportunity because this woman knows exactly who she is, what she's worth, and she only deals with men who know the same about themselves. Okay?
And what she's not telling you, ladies, is that most of those guys, they're just renting you. Just like they did with her.
Need more than one? Keep telling y'all.
Exactly.
Y'all don't listen. Y'all don't listen. Get more than one. That's why you gotta have multiple sponsors. Exactly. Y'all see these commercials and y'all see these TV shows and sporting events. They don't just have one sponsor. They have several sponsors. Every commercial you see, every ad you see is sponsored. Okay. You only got one commercial ad during the whole video. So common sense. You need more than one sponsor if you have a lot of expenses.
Wow, she's teaching women to pimp themselves out for money. This woman might as well be a madam.
Because if I bring something to the table, you're going to be mad because it's going to be another man who's going to not ask me to bring something to the table. He's going to take care of the bill, the kids, and everybody else. And you, if you look broke. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's how I roll.
Oh, and by the way, I saw a video of Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle talking about being a mistress to a married man that she's now married to. In other words, she was a side chick and she got promoted to wife. She took that video down, but here's a woman that's calling all the Sprinkle Sprinkle women followers out.
Where y'all Sprinkle Sprinkle girls at? Come on back to the front. Come back to the front. Because what we not going to do is act like this video that's going viral don't exist. Where y'all leader is confessing to her husband having a wife and a girlfriend when she met him.
Is this the same woman that's going around calling men Dusties? Your husband's a Dusty. Is this the same woman that's going around calling women Pick Misha? Baby, it don't get more pick me than to go and get with a man who was married and had a girlfriend, and you still want him? You still want to get picked by him? Oh, absolutely, you'll pick me. You don't have a right to call nobody no pick me when you ended up married under those conditions. You don't have a right to call no man no Dusty when you got with a man who was married and had a girlfriend. Be for real, right? What happened? You got upgraded from the side chick to the wife? So what, now your husband got new girlfriends? Because you had to get replaced. Because men like that don't change, they just change women. But a lot of this is starting to make sense why she pushed so hard this money over love. Because probably ain't no love, right? You exchanged your peace of mind, your sanity, and your happiness for money and your bills being paid. And honestly, I don't really know how good that's doing because she on live all the time pandering, trying to get money out of y'all.
Exactly.
She be telling y'all to send that money and y'all send that money. So I mean, if my husband was paying all of the bills and my life was so carefree, last thing I'm gonna be doing is on YouTube with y'all running my mouth all the time asking y'all to send me money. So I mean, it ain't all sprinkle. Man, that's also a lot of idle time that you got to be a married woman. But again, like I said, it make a lot of sense why she's pushing this money over love. And it also makes sense why she has such negative outlooks on relationships and men. I would assume that to be the case when you get with a trifling man like that. What other outlook could you have on men in general when you got with such a low down, trifling, dusty man?
And now she's giving any woman that'll listen to her this horrible advice because she's miserable. And we all know misery loves company. And take a look at her husband. He looks like he's miserable too. Here's my question. What kind of a man is cool with his wife doing videos telling women to use men for money?
At the end of the day, I could really care less about her husband, or anything else, but I will always call a spade a spade. I'm going to always call out the hypocrisy. And it's absolutely hypocrisy to be somewhere calling men Dusties when you married to one. It is absolutely hypocrisy for you to be running around calling women pick-meshas when you're a pick-me. Like, it just does not make sense. And I know this your fave. I know a lot of y'all, this is your fave, so you're going to come in my comment section acting up real bad, and I'm going to block you real bad. Because I don't care about what you got to say. I'm going to always call it for what it is. Because a lot of y'all making a lot of excuses for her that you wouldn't give the benefit of the doubt if it was somebody else. So come in my comment section playing if you want to, because I can block you better than I can tell you.
Well, at least we know there are a few women out there who are not falling for her BS.
I know I'm about to make a lot of people upset, and that's okay. A lot of this sprinkle stuff is going to have a lot of y'all single. Let's be honest. For the mature people, us 80s babies, how many people did we know growing up that looked like us that made six figures or owned their own business? Maybe one or two people, if that. So now all of a sudden, you gotta make six figures, you gotta have a business, you gotta do this and that. And see, the problem is, a lot of the people that's asking for these things don't even have it themselves.
That's so true.
But they're requiring their mate to have it.
That's so true.
Really?
Right.
Now I understand the whole concept of not settling, as nobody should settle for less than what you deserve. But you gotta be bringing something to the table too. You said, what are you bringing to the table, men are tired? I'm not bringing nothing to the table, baby. Sprinkle. If you want a woman to bring something to the table, go to IHOP. Go to the restaurant where you can tip her, baby. Sprinkle.
So to all the women out there listening to Miss Sprinkle, here's your future.
All the girls that are being 20 right now in absolute in the club, whatever not, in 10 years are going to be 30, trying to settle down, and realize that all the good guys are taken. They're going to complain that they were ran through their whole life, but while they were partying for the past 10 years, all the good girls got cuffed by the good guys. And so now, when they look at all the men that are options, they're going to be competing with the now 20-year-old good girls and be stuck. Why? Because all the good guys are gone. You missed your chance being a whole bit.
You know what's funny to me about these modern day women? They want you men to chase them. They can't chase you. You guys have to chase them. And they want you to chase them, and when you get them, they expect you to spend all your money on them. They expect you to pay all their bills. They want you to take them to fancy restaurants and buy them expensive gifts and fly them out. And the only thing they are going to give you in return
is some Tarte Gucci. Tarte Gucci that has a lot of mileage on it. Gucci that's been ran up in by everyone. They don't want to cook for you. They don't want to clean for you. They don't want to inspire you. They don't want to motivate you. It's all about them. They want the princess treatment. But in order for you to get that, you have to chase them.
So these want you to chase them to pay their bills? That never gets old. So just like the passport hating women out there who call themselves trying to warn us about foreign women scamming us, now you see firsthand that there are older women over here teaching younger women to do the same thing. Not like I have to tell a lot of you guys, but just in case some of my new viewers haven't heard it from me, fellas, do not be out here spending your hard-earned money on a woman that you are not married to, because there's a good chance she's just using you. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
So I actually find her to be very entertaining. And one thing that I notice about the sprinkle girlies is they like to cherry pick her content. Like when I see her content telling women that they overweight, that they dress trashy, that they BBLs is trashy, when she's saying stuff about how they need to present themselves into the world, those videos ain't getting reposted. I don't see no sprinkles nowhere when she critiquing them on what they need to do in order to attract rich men. But as soon as she's somewhere talking about getting a rich man, here come all the sprinkles. Sprinkles. No. You need to sprinkle while she's telling you what you actually have to do in order to achieve getting this type of man, right? While she's telling you you need to be in the gym, telling you that you need to keep up on your looks, telling you that you need to do better with your etiquette. While she telling you all that other stuff that you sprinkling, you need to sprinkle on that too, right? But again, a lot of her content is being cherry picked. The girlies only want to hear certain parts of it and repeat certain parts of it. And truthfully, what she talking about is not going to play out for most women. She's a married woman, has been married for a long time. She has not been on the dating scene for a very long period to know what the real dating life is like right now. So a lot of her material is dated. But overall, I don't have no beef with her. I think she's funny.
So if you enjoyed this video, check out one of these two videos right
Now I'm about to show you, take it to a woman that's really, this is ridiculous. Let me start by saying, you men who travel, let me say you be blessed where you're going. Because what this woman about to say, she just spoke a curse on some of you. So I said, be blessed where you go. You be careful. And guess what? God didn't tell her to say that. She put God in the midst of it. What God is she talking about? She just performed witchcraft by speaking a curse on passport bros and men that travel. Watch this. You be careful when you travel.
My question is, what make you think that is same kind of woman that you running away from in America, that they're not in Africa, or they're not in Asia, or they're not in Europe?
All of you men will go down just like Adam did, following behind Eve versus God.
What? Oh, no, I'm gonna tell the truth. I cheat.
Why? What are the circumstances that make you feel like I'm about to cheat?
When I know he gets bored.
Shout out to More to Life.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Let's hop right into it.
I just want to throw my 2 cents in the passport bros conversations that is going on. My 2 cents is, by you leaving for America, going to Asia, Europe, and Africa to find another woman, my question is, what make you think that is same kind of woman that you running away from in America, that they're not in Africa, or they're not in Asia, or they're not in Europe?
The same kind of habits that you're running away from here is in Europe. The same habits you're running away from is in Africa. The same behavior that you're running away from what I do is in Asia. So just because they are from the country, that don't mean they will succumb to you and every bad ways that you have. My input to you guys are change your habit. Stop cheating, because some men are not satisfied with one woman. When you have somebody in your life and you know how the person is, try.
She's blaming the same argument, right? The same argument happens out there because the kind of guys that get it. They're basing it on all men. And of course, guys know that. It's going to be the same there. It's just not in the same abundance. So it's a much better option.
To be nice. Try to stay with one person. Stop cheating and be compassionate, be loving, be caring. Daddy, chill. And you will keep somebody in your...
Automatically assume that we're the guys cheating. Automatically assume all the guys leaving want to do that. It's not the case. Now, are there some guys leaving that are like that? Yes. But is the majority? Probably not. On to the next video.
This is a message that God wants me to deliver to the passport bros. All of you men will go down just like Adam did, following behind Eve versus God. What?
Oh, did she just use God to do a reverse flip and it didn't make any sense?
Right.
Now, she's breaking down Eve, right? Guys will go down like that dealing with you, dealing with women back home. I mean, come on now. Women back home have what? All about the bag. And you know what guys do? Guys end up going down because, especially in the hood, guys go out and be drug dealers or scammers and put themselves at risk just to please women. So how the passport bros doing that? Women in other countries aren't asking guys to put themselves at risk. If you want to make that kind of comparison, and don't use God's name in vain like that. Come on now.
Okay. All of you. He said he has you guys lined up, passports in hand, thoughts of doing it in head, because you guys are not strong enough to do God's will.
Yes, and that's happening. See, this is what it is. Just you gotta understand. Men right now, right back home, there's a lot of men that are lonely, that are stressed and depressed from being lonely because they go out and break their backs. They don't get any consideration. So why would they not go and get their passport and find women that are gonna make them happy?
Right.
What are you saying?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
The only thing you're thinking about is what the woman wants, what the woman says versus what God needs you to do. Okay? So instead of you looking at the black woman in America as if she's lesser than, just know that God has us ready for leadership. The same leadership that you were supposed to do. But you chose to catch the Eve syndrome.
Man, this woman, this is losing at an all-time high. Now, what women were supposed to do was to follow men and men with morals and character.
Right.
But they decided to follow the men they shouldn't be following. They decided to follow the money, biting the apple. There's a bunch of Eves back home. And you're saying for guys to go and correct those Eves and not move on and find something better.
Exactly.
You started out with just 2 people on Earth. Now there's so many other women on Earth that are much better for them. A guy's supposed to just stay around and put up with that nonsense?
Right.
What are you telling guys to do? Women have been telling guys to do that for so many years. That's over.
And listen to Eve versus God. Okay? Those are the weak ones. The very weak ones.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Alright? And you are not attractive. To the strong black female, because God is doing something magnificent to keep us in charge with Him.
I can't listen to this no more, man. I can't even let this finish. This is about It's only about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. But what she was saying, just to make sense, it had a certain nerve with me because she's using God in the wrong way.
Right.
You can't use God in that way.
Right.
Facts. And try to make it seem like guys leaving you and not going back home has something to do with God. No, it doesn't.
No.
Actually, it has something to do with Satan.
Right.
Because your woman's minds are taken.
Right.
And you talking about Eve, women's minds were taken how Eve was.
Right.
You tell the men to deal with that? It's like when Eve learned she did it wrong, she wanted to change after that.
Right.
You women don't want to change.
Right.
So how dare you pick God into it? On to the next one.
Exactly.
So how dare you pick God into it?
Right.
On to the next one.
I cheated a lot of times, so you know.
I'm glad you admitted that. Because people act like they never did nothing in their life.
Oh no, I'm gonna tell the truth. I cheat.
She belongs to the streets.
Why? What are the circumstances that make you feel like I'm about to cheat?
When I know he gets bored.
When you feel like you're bored, or you feel like he's bored?
I'm bored.
So this to the woman that just passed, right? The past video. So God's supposed to deal with this? Woman said she was bored. So you saying for God to stick around and deal with this? Because she's bored.
Stop it. Get some help.
He be loving me. Like, I don't want to keep it. Like, on the counter, floors, bathroom, refrigerator if you can. But, you know what I'm saying? That's a part that, like, gets boring. Like, it's the same positions all the time, the same thing. You know, you're saying the same things all the time. Like, do something different. You know, but, like, when as soon as you do something that's supposed to be, like, out of the norm, they're like, oh, you're not supposed to be that. You're a lady. You're supposed to be a lady, or you're a hoe, or you're this. No. Oh, I'm human. Like, if I'm not happy, I know somebody gonna say, well, if you're not happy, why you stay? It's complicated. Sometimes it's complicated.
Did you see her mindset? What am I gonna do but go?
I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop.
On to the next one.
To all you passport bros, why y'all act like we care so much? We don't. Not at all. Because while y'all over there getting locked up,
Yes, they do.
because you think you can go over there and disrespect them women the way you disrespect the women here,
What are you talking about?
we gonna be over here turning you into our stepchildren. That's what we gonna do. And collect that life insurance policy.
Yeah, she's speaking death on me.
That's what we gonna do.
Crazy, I swear I don't love the drama. It loves me.
Because we petty like that.
What even was that she was talking about? I mean, what do you mean you're gonna turn us into life insurance policy? I mean, you see this, man?
Yep.
This nonsensical arguments
You hear
doesn't
what
make
she's
any
saying?
sense. I'm just ticked
Be
off with the
careful.
first one.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
How dare you try to make it seem like she tried to flip it? She should be talking to the woman like that. Stop looking at the passport bros.
Right.
Stop even looking at guys talking about what women been doing wrong, because you know what? It's bad. And the second woman showed it. She clearly showed it. What the issue is. It's not the passport bros. Passport bros are not the problem. Passport bros are seeking freedom. Passport bros have been showing it's a new day.
Right.
It's a new age. And what happened was before, you had men that were rich leading the way, right? You had men that were like, that, for instance, you see Kenneth Smith now in Brazil. You see other guys, you know, you've seen Dave Chappelle come out and marry his Filipina. You see all these guys, different guys that are rich going out and doing it. And now the playing field is even. What's even the playing field? Being able to work at home. What's even the playing field? Guys being more into stocks and bonds, and guys being more into crypto. Guys figuring out different ways to get the bag. Now you have guys on a small level that figure out how to do it. And yeah, things are changing. Because what's happening is guys are leaving, it's cheaper to live in these places, and guys are becoming established while in these countries. Think about that. The same excitement that women want back home, guys are creating that excitement for themselves and becoming the men that they need to be. So don't get mad. But guys, we already know what it is. It's more to life. See you next video.
Oh, so you thought that was something.
Your bug spray should take out bugs, not keep
And you think that was something? I'm gonna show you why the men are getting tired. And not only men here, but men in other places. Because this is what the American women are talking like. When they go into a certain demographic of woman, you're going to see, I made a video about this before, and Phil picked this up. Watch this.
Their sprays that stick around. Zevo goes from kill to clean
What she
in
said,
just seconds.
watch what she said
Plus,
to these
it's
men.
safe for use around people and pets. Zevo, people friendly.
It was nasty, man. It was nasty.
You know, fellas, a lot of you have been traveling to different countries and you're doing your thing, and a lot of women, of course, they want to do everything that you do. So now they trying to call themselves passport sisters and all kinds. That's what they trying to do. You know, you call yourself passport bros, fine. They're finding out they can't do what you do. That's first and foremost. But at the same time, you have a lot of degenerates that's been going to Jamaica for a long time. And this one degenerate, I want you to hear exactly what she is saying to these Jamaican brothers. I mean, oh my Lord. Let's go ahead and review it.
Get me out of Jamaica because he said they don't eat. And his lady don't respect him if you want him to eat. Ziggy Marley, that's why you paddling alone. Paddling alone. Paddling alone. Because you're not eating.
You hear what she said?
You rather stay here to eat. Why do you don't want to?
See, they said they'd rather stay in Jamaica and deal with whatever problem they got with Jamaica than being between your nasty legs. You see what they go over there and do. But remember when everything jumped off right after Kevin Samuels passed away, and a lot of men say, you know what, nah, I'm checking out. I'm going overseas. And you remember how they kept telling a lot of the men that, oh, y'all just going over there to you know, sleep with 304s and y'all go and do this and do that. And they're like, what the videos proving that's what these guys are doing, but they were projecting. You see what they do when they go to Jamaica? You seen the videos of all of the butt rubbing and all the things like that. The women telling stories about the guys as you know, doing these massages on them. They go in the woods somewhere and knock them down in the woods. And look at this one. This one is sitting up here screaming at men because they do not want to put their face in between her nasty legs. And look what she's being predatory at the same time because she's talking about a green card.
Green card. Eat something and get a green card. Eat something.
See, she's saying eat some her nasty crap between her legs,
right,
and you can get a green card. That's predatory, and that's no different than the Karens that go down there and do it. See, from what a lot of these men have been saying, these are older women who's going over there doing that. It's not the 21-year-olds and the 25-year-olds. These are older women that's going to those countries and doing things like that. Then what happens, fellas? They go lay up with these men, and these men are slinging eggplant. They tricking off. They paying these men, and then they go lay up with you after they time in Jamaica. And then you wondering where all these diseases are coming from. So this woman is straight degenerate and recorded herself saying this. Like, if you're gonna say something like that, don't record yourself saying it and put it on the internet. And then this is not no young woman. This is not a young woman. You would think she'd have more sense than that, not to record herself and put it on the internet. And shout out to the sister that sent me this in the email. I was like, wow, really? Like, but they always want to talk about men. And
right,
what the men is doing in Colombia and what the men is doing in Dominican Republic.
Right.
Please. I haven't seen one video of men screaming at women in other countries to come get down and you know,
yeah,
suck the eggplant. I haven't seen one video of it.
Me neither.
Screaming in the street saying that. But look what this one is doing. But y'all let me know what y'all, you know, think about this. Like, man, Jamaica, y'all the countries, don't let them women come in y'all country with that.
And guess what? It gets worse than this. This is in Ghana, at the slave port. These are American black women.
For the ancestors. Unbelievable. As you see in this video, these African American women decided to twerk at Ghana's historic slave trade post as a tribute to our ancestors. After receiving backlash for their disrespectful behavior, these women doubled down in their attempt to justify their foul behavior by saying, quote, "This is a traditional dance from my hometown, Volta region, Ghana. We've been twerking before the word twerk was coined." My question to these women, do you actually think and believe that our ancestors were twerking in front of the oppressors? Do you actually believe that this behavior was on their minds when they were being raped in the chambers on and under the same ground you guys decided to show the world your ignorance? After going through the full tour, this is what you do to commemorate millions of men and women who were not only enslaved but treated as sex objects and subjected to all kinds of forced perversions. Let me give you guys a sample of the tour these women would have experienced and the information shared. This video clip is courtesy of Cov TV Ghana. The link to the full video is in the comment section.
This became the female section of the castle. And here you're talking of 400 women in total at the time. One thing that happened over here that was particularly sad was the fact that when the Portuguese and the Dutch came over here to trade, most of them never came with their wives or their women. Why? They were dying of malaria and yellow fever to the extent the coastal line was even termed to be the white man's grave. But then in here, they could not stay without the women. So governors, soldiers, traders kept on abusing the women sexually in the dungeons. Whenever the governor wanted, because of his position, the story says, up on the balcony he stood and then ordered. Women were brought out from the dungeons all around to the courtyard. From there, he just looked through and then made his choice. This woman chosen could have been in the dungeons for a whole month, never cleaned her teeth, never took her bath or bathe, gone through menses sometimes, and still the governor wanted. So the soldiers had the responsibility of making sure this woman was washed. How did they do it? They fetched water from the tank or the cistern. They washed the woman at the center of the courtyard. Women from the dungeons looked on. After the humiliation, she was dressed up, given something to eat at least to be strong. Then up on these stairs, we call it private access to the governor's bedroom. This chosen woman was then taken to the governor. So the woman chosen, after the humiliation out there, was taken up these stairs through a door on top we call a trap door to the governor. After the governor had used her, she was brought back to the dungeons. Instances the story will suggest that before she even got back, she could have been used by some other guys also. Some very few became mistresses and they stayed longer, and those that became pregnant were subsequently freed or liberated. We need to understand they came not only from today's what is known to be Ghana alone, but also from today's Togo, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, even Nigeria sometimes. So when this woman was freed, she could not go back to where she came from. Secondly, the Europeans never wanted their babies to go anyhow. So some houses were then built here in town where those found pregnant were kept. When they delivered, the kids were brought back to the castle and they were educated. But then sadly, most of these were educated to be used as a bridge between the Africans and the Europeans. And also they gave out names to their kids. And that will be the beginning or the genesis of the European names along the coast. So now in Elmina, we are still having people calling themselves Da Costa, Da Silva, Van Ness, Broomsmith, Hutchison, Peterson, Jansen, Folsom, Jefferson, Johnson, and all such like.
What's your thoughts? Please be respectful with your comments. Also, please click the...
I'm gonna say this before I start the next video because he's not the only one recording this. If you ain't got no, act like you ain't got no sense, stay your butt in America. Don't carry that mess over there. You know, they already don't think highly of some of us already, and you proving their point. Some of these American women, American people, is proving their point. You gotta have respect when you go over there.
This indestructible drone is
You
now
don't go over
available in
there
the
and
US.
do some stuff like
This $99
that.
intelligent drone is disrupting the entire photography industry, and big brands are trying their hardest to make it illegal in the US.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Rather than spending $2,000 to $5,000
build
on a
the
professional
gap
photography equipment, this
and build the
$99
gap
smart drone
with the
allows you to
people
take
over there.
spectacular,
And you got
breathtaking
silly
photos
women
and
like this
videos.
doing
It's
stuff
packed
like
with
this.
cutting-edge technology like the Follow Me feature that lets you take
You know, they
amazing
already.
videos of yourself
How would you
without
feel
using the
if
controller.
someone did
Its
that to
advanced
Martin Luther
GPS
King?
functionality
How would
means
you
it can track
feel
your location with
if they did that down in Virginia, Washington D.C., and a bunch of African women did and shook their butt like that? How would you feel? And record it and put it all over the world. Your ancestors on this land. You wouldn't like that stuff. That stuff ain't funny. It ain't funny at all. You know, you'd be pissed as hell. This was not funny. And as African American man, I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed for it. And I would say, hey man, don't be mad at most of us. Most of us ain't like that. We got some sense. Some of us do. You know damn well if someone did that to Emmett Till's grave and twerk, or did that to Martin Luther King's grave, or where the ancestors in Virginia where slaves was at, you gonna twerk there? What the hell's wrong with you? It's crazy.
What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy. Coming to you from Africa, bringing you another gold nugget that you can either pick up or you can just kick it aside. You know, our youth today, young ladies twerking. Now, before you watch the video, let me say this right here. Men, we gotta get back to being around our children. We need to